Is feminism destroying society? Before we start dissecting this contentious and polarizing question, let's initially establish a basic comprehension of what feminism truly embodies. Feminism, at its core, is a multidimensional movement that advocates for the rights and equality of women on multiple fronts, including but not limited to political, social, and economic dimensions. These aspects often mirror the equality that's traditionally been afforded to men. This belief and its corresponding movement have roots that trace back to the suffragette movement, a time when women bravely defied societal norms and expectations to fight for their right to vote. This significant historical milestone marked the beginning of a broader, more encompassing movement that would later evolve into modern-day feminism. The suffragette movement laid down the foundational principles that would guide the future direction of feminism, establishing a clear path towards gender equality. As we traverse through the annals of history, we observe the powerful waves of change that feminism has brought about in the last few decades. With each passing year, the movement has constantly evolved, shifted, and itself to reflect the changing needs, desires, and aspirations of women across different societies and cultures. This continuous evolution is a testament to the dynamic nature of feminism and its ability to adapt and respond to the varied and complex challenges that women face. However, it is important to note that feminism, in its raw and purest form, seeks equality, not dominance or superiority. It aims at breaking down the gendered barriers that restrict women's potential and inhibit their progress. This fundamental principle is often misunderstood, leading to misconceptions about the true intentions of feminism. The movement does not aspire to bring men down, but to raise women up to an equal playing field where all individuals, regardless of gender, have equal opportunities and rights. Nonetheless, like any other ideology or belief system, feminism too can have its share of shortcomings and pitfalls. It can be misinterpreted, misconstrued, and sometimes even misused, leading to a darker side of the ideology. This does not take away from the valuable contributions and transformative changes that feminism has brought about, but rather serves as a reminder of the need for constant introspection and critique within the movement. A balanced perspective on feminism necessary to keep the ideology from veering too far away from its original intent, and to avoid potential negative impacts on society. So is feminism destroying society? Like any other ideology, it can also have a darker side. But when understood and applied correctly, it is an effective tool for societal progress and gender equality. Now that we have a basic understanding of feminism, let's delve deeper into a contentious aspect of it: toxic feminism. This term denotes the radical interpretations of feminism that veer significantly from its core principles, such as the promotion of gender equality and respect for all individuals, irrespective of their gender. These extreme standpoints take the fundamental essence of feminism and contort it into something that appears to be more of a weapon than an advocacy for equal rights. Toxic feminism manifests in numerous ways, creating an unhealthy culture where hostility, division, and discrimination are often promoted, rather than the original aims of feminism. It's a version of feminism that doesn't seek to uplift women and attain equality, but rather to oppress others, particularly men, under the guise of advocating for women's rights. The phenomenon of toxic feminism is not a fringe occurrence, but widespread issue that has been well documented in a variety of research studies, news reports, and academic discourses. Of the most recognizable manifestations of this can be seen in the rise of extreme cancel culture. A clear example of which is the case of a well-known celebrity who was publicly shamed and ostracized on social media for a minor mistake, without being given the opportunity to respond or learn from it. This is a societal trend where individuals are publicly shamed, humiliated, and ostracized for perceived transgressions, often without being given a fair chance to respond, rectify, or learn from their mistakes. Extreme cancel culture, fueled by toxic feminism, has resulted in many individuals being canceled simply based on accusations, without any credible proof or proper investigation. It's a form of public trial conducted on social media platforms, where the accused is often presumed guilty until proven innocent, a stark contrast to the universally accepted principle of innocent until proven guilty. Furthermore, consider the instances of misandry, another manifestation of toxic feminism. Here, men are generalized, derided, and belittled as an entire gender. Such an attitude is a far cry from the feminist principle of fighting against stereotypes, misconceptions, and prejudice. It perpetuates a harmful narrative that men are inherently malicious and oppressive, completely disregarding the individuality and diversity within the male population. Misandry effectively reverses the roles of oppressor and oppressed, but it does not create equality. Instead, it fosters a gender war, which further divides society and hampers the progress towards genuine gender equality. It's important to bear in mind that these examples of toxic feminism are not isolated incidents but have been documented in numerous studies, papers, and remember, these examples aren't representative of feminism as a whole, but they do show how a noble cause can be distorted. So, what happens when this toxic version of feminism takes the stage? It's here that we begin to unravel the dark, complex web of what was once a noble cause. Instead of promoting equality, the concept of toxic feminism can lead to an escalating sense of division and extremism. This twisted form of feminism shifts the focus from equality to supremacy, distorting the original intention of the movement. It's vital to understand that feminism, in its pure form, is a movement that advocates for equality among all genders. It fights against the societal norms that perpetuate the oppression of women. However, when this movement is manipulated and taken to the extreme, it can result in a polar opposite effect. Toxic feminism, as it's often referred to, can lead to an exclusionary mindset, creating an us versus them situation, where men are seen as the enemy. It fosters an environment of hostility and antagonism, where and anger are fueled rather than understanding and compassion. This divisive attitude can lead to harmful consequences for both genders, setting back the progress towards genuine equality. The troubling aspect of toxic feminism is the fact that it's not only men who are being demonized, but also women who don't adhere to the rigid standards set by the toxic feminists. It tends to portray any woman who doesn't subscribe to their extremist views as a traitor to the feminist cause, thus creating a further divide within the movement itself. Research from reputable sources like the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships demonstrates that this extreme mindset can actually hinder genuine progress towards gender equality. It creates an environment that is counterproductive to the very cause it claims to support. Instead of fostering unity, understanding, and mutual respect, it perpetuates division, conflict, and hostility. It's a hard fact to face, but it's essential to recognize that extremism in any form, including feminism, can be harmful. Extremist views often lead to a lack of understanding, empathy, and tolerance towards others with differing views. This further fuels the fire of division and conflict, derailing the progress towards true equality. The effects of this toxic version of feminism are far-reaching and damaging. It undermines the long-fought battle for equality and respect. It breeds misunderstanding and resentment, and it stifles the voices of those who seek genuine equality and understanding. It's clear that this toxic side of feminism can cause more harm than good. The true essence of feminism is one of unity, equality, and respect for all genders. When we allow toxicity to infiltrate movement, it becomes a weapon of division rather than an instrument of change. The path to equality should not be a battleground marked by division and hostility, but a journey marked by understanding, respect, and unity. It's time to reclaim the true essence of feminism and steer clear of its toxic version. Then how can we promote healthy feminism while being aware of its toxic manifestations? This is a question which requires deep understanding and thoughtful consideration. What is feminism? Essentially, it is the advocacy for women's rights based on the principle of equality of the sexes. But it is not just about women, it extends beyond gender. It's about the belief that everyone, regardless of their gender, deserves the same rights, the same opportunities, and the same respect. But in a world so full of noise, misconceptions, and manipulations, how can we make sure that this true essence of feminism doesn't get lost? How preserve the original intent of feminism, which is the promotion of equality, and prevent it from being distorted into something that it was never meant to be? The first thing that we need to do is to be vigilant. We must learn to recognize and call out toxic behaviors when we see them. Misandry, the dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against men, is not feminism. It is important to note that feminism is not about promoting one gender at the expense of another. It's about achieving equality and fairness for all genders. Similarly, cancel culture-based gender bias is not feminism. Cancel culture can be harmful as it often involves the public shaming and ostracization of individuals based on accusations without giving them a fair chance to respond or defend themselves. These actions do not promote equality. Rather, they breed division, animosity, and resentment. Secondly, we need to encourage open, constructive, and dialogue about gender issues. We must strive to create an atmosphere where everyone feels comfortable enough to express their opinions, thoughts, and concerns. We have to be willing to listen to all sides, even the ones we may fundamentally disagree with. We need to remember that it's okay to disagree. In fact, disagreements can be productive and beneficial as they can lead to the exploration of new ideas and perspectives. It is also crucial to educate ourselves and others about what feminism truly stands for. We need to dispel the commonly held misconceptions and stereotypes about feminism. Feminism is not about hating men, it's not about female supremacy, and it's definitely not about disregarding the rights of other genders. The true essence of feminism lies in its commitment to equality, fairness, and respect for all. We also need to the progress that has been made so far in the realm of gender equality, while acknowledging that there is still a long way to go. We should recognize the efforts of those who have dedicated their lives to the cause of feminism and draw inspiration from them. In the end, it's about equality, fairness, and respect for all. That's the true spirit of feminism. If today's discussion sparked a new thought or challenged your existing views, don't let the conversation end here. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join our community of thinkers and explorers. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.